Welcome students, I am Tamujit Pal, your math teacher, and today we are going to discuss about a beautiful topic from your math syllabus, and that is circle. So before starting with circle, let us have some idea about the geometric shapes. As you can see here in this picture, you can see various geometric shapes are there. You can see square, you can see rectangle, you can see circle, oval, triangle, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, cube, sphere, cylinder, cone, rectangular prism, and pyramid. You can see these things. These are all geometric shapes. Now, we have some classification. That means we have classified geometric shapes into certain way to understand it in a precise way. You can see these geometric shapes. It is of two type. Broadly, it is classified into two type: open shapes and closed shapes. Now, in open shapes means it is not closed. We can say line. You can see line is one of the open shapes. One of the example of open shapes. Straight line, or we can draw this shape is also open shape because it is not it is not enclosing some area, so it is a open shape. We can draw this is also open shapes. That means there is an opening in this figure, so it is an open shape. It is not enclosing an area. Now under closed shapes we have again classified. That means two dimension and three dimension. Now we have some two-dimensional shapes under closed shape: square, rectangle, circle, parallelogram, rhombus, trapezium. 3D shapes: cube, cuboid, sphere, parallelepiped, pyramid, cylinders, and many other examples are also there. Okay, so we broadly classified the geometric shapes under this process. Now today's discussion is mainly based on this circle. Today's discussion is mainly on circle. Now what is circle? Let us know the definition of circle. A circle is a two-dimensional closed plane figure defined as the set of all points that are at equal, constant distance from a fixed central point. Actually, circle, this is the figure of a circle. Now, this circle has a center O. This center is a fixed point of this circle. Now, circle is actually, it is a collection of, or it is a set of point. It is a set of point. And all these points are equally distance apart. That is equidistant from this fixed point, and this fixed point is the center of the circle. So all the points are equally located from the center. Equidistant from the center. So all these points are equal. That means this is a set. The circle is actually a set of all points which are equally distant apart from the center, from the fixed point center. And that distance, that means from the center to that point, this distance, this center, from the center to this point, this distance is same for every point on the circle, and this distance is called radius. This distance is called radius. We already know these things. We have already done in pre-primary level. We have already done this one, circle. Now circle, it has a radius, it has diameter, it has chord, it has sector. Okay, so various properties are there. We are not going into detail about that. What we need in this chapter is the circumference of the circle. Basically, we are focusing on exercise 20E, where we need to know only about the circumference of the circle. We need to know only about the circumference of the circle, and based on that we have various word problems are there which we are going to solve. In this video we will discuss two problems based on this, and I think it will be clear to you. You will have a better idea. So let's start. What is the circumference of the circle? We have already we already have the idea of perimeter. We already have the idea of perimeter. Perimeter means we know that all the closed shapes, that means closed shapes, closed geometric shapes, they have some boundary. Suppose if I draw a square, a rectangle, this is a closed shape. Now this shape is enclosing some area. So this is the inner area, and this all this region is the outer region. So this boundary is separating the inner region from the outer region. So this is the boundary. The perimeter means the total length of the boundary. Simple. Now since circle is also a two-dimensional shape, that means it is also enclosing some area. That means this circle is also having a boundary. So the total length of the boundary of the circle, and that boundary is enclosing some area, the total length of the boundary is called the circumference of the circle. Or we can say the circumference of a circle is actually the perimeter of the circle. Now the perimeter of the circle or circumference of the circle, it has a certain formula, and that formula is actually this one, 2 pi r. The circumference C, we denote circumference with the letter C, denoted by C. So this C, that is circumference of the circle, is equals to 2 pi r. Now 2, we know it is a numerical number, it is a numerical value. Now pi is also having a numerical value, and we need to know that pi is an irrational number. The exact value of pi is not known. Now for the sake of simplicity in calculation, we consider the value of pi as 3.14, or in maximum cases we will take the value of pi as 22/7. Now these numbers are irrational number. We consider the value of pi with these values, but actually the exact value of pi is not known. Pi is actually, the definition of pi is actually, it is a ratio of circumference. It is a ratio of circumference with the diameter. So pi is actually, it is a ratio of circumference to the diameter. This is the definition of pi. Now from this definition only we get this formula, that is C equal to 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle. R is the radius of the circle. So C equal to 2 pi r. Now with this formula we are going to solve the problems from this exercise. Now let's move to the problem solving part, which is the most important part of this video, and we are going to solve two problems in this video, and you will solve the exercise problems as a homework. I think it will be better for you. Now let us read out the first question. If the circular field having radius 7 meters, so here radius is 7 meters, then find out how much time the boy needs to complete one round if the speed of the running is 10 meters per second. That means there is a circular field. Now, along the boundary of this circular field, a boy is running. Now the velocity or the speed of the boy, the speed of the running is 10 meters per second. Now to complete one round, that means starting from this point and ending at the same point, that means this is one round. Now to complete one round, how much time is needed? For that, we have already the speed. The speed is given. Now it is asked the time taken. How much second is needed? Now to know that, we need to know the length of the boundary, that is total length, that is the total path covered by the boy in one round. The total path covered by the boy in one round is actually the perimeter of the circle, that is circumference of the circle. So at first we need to know the circumference of the circle. We need to know the circumference of the circle. The formula is 2 pi r. Now 2 pi, we will take the value as 22 by 7, and the radius is given 7 meter. 7, the unit will be meter. This 7 and this 7 will get cancelled out. 2 into 22 meter, that is 44 meter. So this will be the total length of the boundary of the circular field. Now we know we have already calculated the total distance covered. This is the total distance covered in one round. Total distance in one round we have calculated. Total distance we have calculated. Now time, we know the formula of time is actually distance by speed. Distance covered by speed. Distance by speed. Now distance, it is 44 meter and speed is 10 meter per second. Ultimately the unit will be second. That means 4.4 second. So the time taken by the boy to complete one round is 4.4 second. This will be the answer. So you need to write the answer as the total time taken by the boy to complete one round is equals to 4.4 second. I think this question is clear to all of you. Now let's move to the next question, and this is the last question of this video. Now let's read out the second question. Find the radius of the circular field if the boy need, again it is if the boy needs 2 minutes to complete one round by cycling at a speed of 15 meter per second. So here the time is given 2 minutes and the speed is given. Now it is asked to find out the radius of the circular field. So again there is a circular field and the boy is completing one round starting from point A, again ending the travel in, that means at the point A. So the speed is given 15 meter per second and the time is given 2 minutes. Now minute should be converted into second. That means 2 into 60 second, that means 120 seconds. Now from this speed and time we can find out the total distance covered. I think all of you know. With the help of speed and time we can find out the total distance covered. So total distance covered is equals to speed into time. Speed into time. We all know this formula. Speed into time. The speed is 15 and time is 120. Unit will be meter. That means if we multiply this one, 1800 meter. So 1800 meter, that means 1.8 kilometer is the total distance. The total distance means this is actually the circumference of the circle. That means the boy is completing one round. That means this is actually that circumference of the circle. So we have already calculated the circumference is, the circumference of the circle The circumference of the circle is 1800 meter. I am keeping this value in meter only. Now we know the formula of circumference is 2 pi r. And what is r? R is the radius of this circle. That radius, it is asked what is the value of the radius of this circular field. So let's consider the value of radius of the circular field is r. Now this is equals to 1800 meter. Now we will put the value of pi is 22 by 7 into r 1800. This r is equals to 1800 into 7 by 2 into 22. This meter. Now we have to solve this value, the value of r. We have to solve it, and we will find out the result. That is, this is the radius of the circular field. So this is the answer. Now you have to calculate this value and find it out. What is the value of the radius? So this is about the second question. I think everyone have got some concept about the circumference of the circle, about the geometric shapes. And this type of questions are there in exercise 20E. I think all of you have enjoyed this video. Thank you.